Surprise everybody and welcome to a new episode of Surprise Guest with Pia Arcangel, where each episode is one that you wouldn't expect because I have no idea who our guest will be, which means, it's going to be an unexpected conversation, a surprise conversation, which makes it even more exciting. And para sa araw na ito, makakatanggap ako ng isang set of clues para malaman natin kung sino ang ating surprise guest. Okay, basahin na natin yung ating mga clues. Okay, first clue. Former NCAA athlete turned strength and conditioning coach. Oh, isa rin siyang NCAA game analyst. Nako, alam ko na to. Without further ado, alam ko na. Is that you, Coach Hammer?
Yes, it is me.
It is you.
Ready na ako ng mga art materials ko kasi akala ko art angel yung i-guess ko, Ate P. Ay,
Grabe naman. Good, Coach Hammer.
Ready ako eh.
The more important question is, Coach Hammer, ano bang snacks mo today? Wala ka bang chichirya dyan?
Actually, dahil the past few weeks ako ay nagtitrim down ng weight. Dahil may bet kami ng wife ko. She just had a surgery a few months back. Siguro mga a year na rin naman back. And her doctor told her that for her need to be back to 100%, she needs to lose weight. So, lahat ng mga nasa cupboard namin, tinanggal niya, healthy snacks kami yan. So, meron akong apples and oranges sa baba.
Naku, alayo nun sa meriendang inaalok mo sa akin last time na nagkita tayo, Coach Hammer. Nung nagkakilala tayo in person, nag-aalok ka ng chichirya. So, I guess ngayon, wala na yon. Wala na yun sa cupboard mo.
Nagaling kay Direk Abet.
Ay, hindi pala sa'yo yun.
Si Direk Abet ang laging may dalang chichirya for us.
Siya pala yon. Okay, wait, hindi ko na alam kung natapos ko yung clues ko because I already knew right away that it was you. But for those of you who are catching us on Spotify video or listening on Spotify, our guest is none other than Coach Hammer Martin Antonio, of course, esteemed NCAA analyst and now host of Game On, one of the newest podcasts on GMA. It's so nice to have you here, Coach Hammer.
It's surprising for me. Backstory, Ate P, we always watch you every weekend. Kasi ako, fan ako ng 5 and Up. And my sister, who is the youngest one naman, youngest one of our magkakapatid, tatlo kasi kami, the youngest one is really an art angel kid. Kaya dito ako ngayon, nandito ako sa study area ng daughter ko kasi wala na ako eh. Yung dating den ko, naging weights room na. Hindi naman ako po pwede doon. So, hiniram ko muna yung Zoom classroom niya. Kaya nakita ko nandito yung mga art materials na lagi na ginagamit.
Alam mo, I was gonna ask pa naman, Coach Hammer, kung sa'yo talaga yung art materials na yan.
No, it's my
kasi
daughter's.
Kasi pwede naman ako maghalongkat dito.
I wish I have some art gene in me, pero lahat napunta sa daughter ko. Galing sa mom.
Ay, wow. Okay. Ilan na ba anak mo, Coach Hammer?
No, I have one daughter. She is turning 12 years old this September.
Oh, big girl na pala. I would have thought that maybe your daughter was a toddler pa lang. Nako, big girl na pala.
Big girl na. Nililigawan na nga.
Ay, oh no! How does that make you feel?
Hey, it's part of life, but I started fetching her in school and bringing her to practice para at least nakikita na ako ng mga high school boys na umaaligid sa kanya. But it's all fun. Always remind her na, look, you're here to study school and it's part of it that syempre kasi kamukha niya yung mommy niya. So, pretty girl siya. So, ako, like ko sinasabi sa kanya, you got it from your mom, definitely not from me. So, kailangan you keep the boys at bay, you do what you have to do.
Napaka-generous mo naman with your compliments. Hindi ba half-half?
No, definitely not. Definitely not. It's all her mom.
Kay mommy lahat. Well,
Yes.
Nako, Coach Hammer, I'm thinking pag ikaw ang naghatid at nagsundo sa anak mo, all the boys will be scared. I mean, tingnan mo naman yung maghahatid siya kasusundo,
No.
di ba?
Actually, hindi na ako cool eh. Hindi na, di ba that's what they say when you bring your kids to school, I'm the annoying dad ng araw ngayon kasi lagi ko siyang niloloko and the typical kids, typical teenager.
Typical. Wait, sabi mo you bring her to practice. What's the sport of your daughter?
No, she plays a lot of things. Pre-pandemic, she was playing basketball. Now she's playing volleyball. She's going to start swimming. Pinababayaan lang namin mag-try ng a lot of things. Kasi being an athlete, I don't want her to do it just because her dad is on the field. I want her to figure things out on her own. Kasi nga ito, yung mga posters niya, yung mga projects na nasa likod. This was, gumbursa pa to sila nung, nakita ko lang kanina dinodraw nila. Meron siyang mga posters in her, I think I'm in her study din eh. So, andito lahat ng mga stuff niya. She has her posters, she has her art stuff. She's trying to figure things out. She's on her anime phase ngayon. So, medyo nagmi-meet kaming dalawa.
Oy, but the best is when you allow her to really explore, which is
Yeah,
exactly what you're
definitely.
doing, di ba?
Definitely. That's what we can do, and we can only guide them to be upstanding Filipinos and upstanding human beings. Pero hindi mo pwedeng i-force sa kanila kung ano yung gusto nilang gawin. You just guide them.
Oh, but it seems that sports must be in her genes as well.
Wala siyang choice sa mommy niya. Yung mom niya lagi
Oh,
siyang niloloko. Pag ikaw hindi ka nag-sports, asar talo ka sa bahay. Kasi her mom was an athlete before in high school. She played volleyball. Tapos ako nga, I played a lot of sports. So, laging yung mommy niya yung nang-aasal sa kanya.
nako, paano yan pag yung manliligaw walang sport? Nako, yun yung pinaka-asar talo.
Ay, hindi. Actually, sabi ko naman sa kanya, if there are guys, number one, you should always look at how I treat your mom. Para, I set to sa example na, ihahatid sundo ka ba niyan? Papakainin ka ba niyan? O papakain lang sa'yo yung tirang french fries, hati pa kayo sa cheeseburger. Yung mga simple stuff that na gano'n. Na, I want her to understand that, madali mag-boyfriend, pero your priority should be your studies para tag-isa kayong cheeseburger. Hindi kayo hati sa isa.
Ay, that's great practical advice ha. Hindi pwedeng hati kayo sa cheeseburger. Dapat nga may
Yeah,
pangatlong cheeseburger pa para
I bet.
kumbitin yung
I
tig-isa, di
bet.
ba?
Oo, kasi I got it from my grandma kasi laking lola ko eh. So
Ah,
when I was growing up, she would always remind me na you focus on school. You focus on school para tinatanong ko sa kanya, pwede na ba ako manligaw? I was 14. Sabi niya, if you can do your own laundry and you can buy 2 meals, siguro pwede ka na manligaw. Pero other than that, you have no right to even be around the area of girls.
so my question is, at what age ka nanligaw?
Actually, ang mas magandang i-frame yan, Ate P, is ilang taon ako na-busted. Kasi kung yung busted lang, makapal na libro. Makapal na libro. But kailan ba ako nagligaw? Di ko na alam. Niloloko nga ako ng asawa ko na inantay ko pa maging 30s kami bago ko siya niligaw.
Wait, bakit childhood friends ba kayo?
No, our grandparents were best friends.
Ay, how cute naman.
Oo, our grandparents were best friends. Her great-grandfather and my great-grandfather both served in the U.S. Navy. And we are five houses away from each other. She is the age of my youngest sister.
Oh, ang cute
Oh,
naman. And then,
yes.
so you grew up knowing each other,
Yeah,
but then,
practically. Pero ang niloloko niya nga ako kasi pag naglalakad daw ako, lagi ako nakataas na no. Tapos siya, lagi raw siya nakayuko, nahihiya. So, nagkita na lang kami eventually. And yeah, so we've been married yung civil marriage namin, we've been together for almost 10 years na. And we had our daughter before we got married, but everything is fun now. And I am learning all of these fun stuff.
wait, so tama nga siya. You waited until your 30s para ligawan mo siya?
And then, binasted na niya ako ng binasted bago niya ako ginawang boyfriend.
At least nung finally nag-yes siya, alam mong pinag-isipan niya ng husto, 'di ba? Hindi siya random decision.
Oo, nagulat nga ako kasi I was driving her to work and then she asked me, ready ka naman na maging girlfriend ako? So I was shocked. I was shocked. Shocked ako na nangyari yun. And she would attest that up to now, it's the best achievement in my life. How did a girl like that end up with a guy like me?
Ang cute na. Okay, we should have your wife on the show also.
I would have course.
Para we can verify all this information that we are getting from you. Oh, but Coach Hammer, you mentioned kanina that you have several sports, 'di ba?
Yeah.
Can you enumerate for us all your sports in order of in order of let's see, in order of favorite siguro?
Favorites? Well, to tell you honestly, to start off, kaya lang ako naging athlete kasi nakikout ako sa Glee Club. Pangarap ko talaga maging 14K nung grade school ako. Si St. Clair pa noon. Kasi my grandmother was a Glee Club member before she became a doctor. Laking lola ako. My sister was part of the Glee Club. And then ako, syempre, trying hard ako eh. Trying hard ako para mag-fit in. So, makulit ako. Sinansaling pusa ako and then I got kicked out. My grade school coach in basketball, doon niya ako nakita and then wanted me to play basketball. I was 9 years old. So, in order of priority, syempre basketball, that was my first. But my overlying passion since I was younger was American football. Bonding namin yan ng mga lolo ko na US
Ah.
serviceman. That's why after playing basketball, I went back to playing football. I played basketball, I played football. I wanted to play track and field, but when I was still in college and in high school, wala kaming track and field nung high school, but I was training with track and field. So San Beda, isang sport lang kasi yung pwede mong laruin. So nag-stick ako sa basketball because I had a scholarship there. And favorite ko ngayon is mixed martial arts and boxing. Kasi yun yung spectator sport sa akin. Iron Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield. Yan yung kinalakihan ko na pinanonood namin ng mga lolo ko. So, from time to time, I train boxing just for fun. And of course, weightlifting dahil it became synonymous to what I do now as my profession.
Wow, ang dami mo palang na nasubukan na along the way. And I'm sure all of these help you when it comes to hosting Game On, di ba?
Oh yeah, definitely. And siguro ang mas nakatulong sa akin, it's not the sports per se na nakatulong sa akin to host Game On. Ako, I would always give back to the people that influenced me to read books nung younger ako. Ang kwento is, my dad was an OFW. I have dalawang lola na matandang dalaga. And then the mom of my mom. So sa kanila kami lumaki. And they have this old big house in Quezon City that has a personal library that one of my grand-aunts who passed away early last year, she was investing on encyclopedias, book of knowledge, Encyclopedia Britannica, Reader's Digest. She was a monthly subscriber. And pagka ganito, summer, wala kaming ginagawa. Me and my uncle, who is now one of the top decision makers in one of the conglomerates here, ang ginagawa namin, pinipilit kami magbasa. Ayaw namin matulog ng hapon, magbabasa kami. So, eventually, nagamit ko yung pagiging mahilig ako magbasa, mahilig ako mag-info, matangkad lang naman ako and athletic. Nagkataon lang na yung sports was an avenue for me to tell stories. Kasi ako, I like ganito nagkukwentuhan, going revisionist. Kaya medyo long-winding ako magsalita kasi marami akong kwento
No, pero galing nga kasi every commentator, every anchor is actually even the analysts are storytellers, 'di ba? So that's where your storytelling background comes from.
Oh yeah.
From all the
And
books.
I was sitting on the bench. I was sitting on the bench for a lot of times. So I needed to adapt. It was hard, very hard for me personally. But syempre, katabi ko yung coach, gusto ko maglaro. So in hindsight, kailangan ko intindihin lahat para pagka ginamit ako ng 2 minutes, 3 minutes, at least may maibigay ako sa team. And not knowing that in the future, all of these details, kasi medyo OC ako, sinusulat ko sa notebook ko, naghahanap ako ng context clues around me para pagka nakikita ko, maaalala ko, ito pala yung ginagawa namin. Ito yung mga nagtitrigger sa akin para maaalala ko yung mga details.
Wow, I can just imagine na parang nakaupo ka sa bench tapos pinapakinggan mo lahat and then observe mo lahat. When you say na nagsusulat ka sa notebook mo, did you have your notebook with you while you were at the game? Di naman.
Di naman, nasa backpack ko. Kasi again, it's the influence of my grandparents I'm a heavy note taker na handwritten notes. Na if I have details that I need to write down, I readily write it down. Even sa car ko, meron akong notebook. Sa backpacks ko, meron akong notebooks. Kasi madaldal ako and kinesthetic learner ako. Pag hindi ko sinulat, makakalimutan ko. So I need to really write it down. So when I encounter things again, ito pala yun. So this is what a Spain screen means. This is what a twist screen means. So ito pala yung sinasabi ng teacher ko. And I like integrating messages na parang how does physics affect sports? How does literature affect sports? How do you mix and match para maintindihan ng tao?
Oh, okay. Wait. So, did you ever coach a team?
I coach a team. I really
Until
coach
now?
a team now of 10-year-old and under.
Ay,
I
how
like
cute.
coaching kids.
Okay.
I like
Okay.
coaching kids. Kasi as a strength and conditioning coach, I get to work with some of the best athletes. College athletes, pro athletes, international athletes. Before Heidelin won a gold medal, I was part of the development nung office. It's the Medical and Scientific Athletic Services of the PSC. I was heavily involved in that. But group na ganun. So ako, I get energized by coaching young kids. Young kids dito sa Quezon City. I find it fun and I really enjoy seeing them excel. I have a handful of kids now who are in college that I got to know when they were in grade school. That's my pride and joy, seeing them succeed. It's amazing.
Oh, that's so cute. I always thought that, you're a strength and conditioning coach. So I always just figured you worked with different athletes on the teams and helping them with the work that they have to do either off court or off the field.
Yeah.
I didn't know that you would also coach little
I love kids.
teams.
I love the kids more than the
Than your
older
older
ones.
athletes.
The kids you can mold it. The older ones, they're made na pagdating sa'yo na they're here, they're pretty good, and you can only add the bells and whistles. Pero yung mga formative years ng mga bata, that they would always go back. I have a handful of kids who are now in high school that when I see them, they would always tell me, Coach, ito rin yung tinuturo sa amin. So nakakataba ng puso. Sa akin yun eh.
Did you always imagine yourself working in the sports industry, either as a professional athlete, as a coach, or, any position in the sports industry?
Well, that was the dream. The dream was my dream when I was in grade 5, when I first made the varsity team, was I wanted to be the number 1 pick of the PBA draft. That was my dream. I wanted to go upstage. I wanted to shake the commissioner's hand and wear the jersey. Kung basketball. Pero kung hindi basketball, magdodoktor talaga ako. But finding a scholarship in sports was a really big help to my family. And when I pursued it, my grandmother was telling me that, look, you need to find an avenue to make money out of it. Eh, mahilig na ako sa science. That's why sports science came to be. So, nag-corporate ako for a bit, let's say 1 week, and I wanted to jump out of the office because I want to be where the action is. So I was thinking to myself, how do I get back to playing? So I went back to play, but there was a bigger calling pala sa akin that I can help athletes and still be in sports, not only in basketball, but I mean across the board. I can help people, and doon ko pala magagamit yung stories.
Wow. Uy, tala mo ako ha. 1 week ka nag-corporate kasi ako 2 months.
O ikaw, nakapag 2 months. Ako 1 week.
Umabot ako ng 2 months. Ikaw 1 week.
It's really not my cup of tea. I mean, I don't get me wrong. I studied a marketing degree. It's something that I've been using now, collaborating with other people. But being in an office, trying to get numbers, parang wala akong personal investment. Kasi gusto ko lagi akong invested eh. It's either all in or not at all ko gagawin. So yun, kanina nga, I was driving. Iniisip ko, ang layo na rin pala, no, na the small things that I used to do na natitake ko for granted before. A lot of people are trying to really enjoy what I'm enjoying now. I always am in an attitude of gratitude. Papasalamat lang ako. Hindi ko alam bakit ako nandito and I'm really thankful.
Because it's very hard. I mean, so many people wanna get into the sports industry. They wanna become either professional athletes or become sports commentators like you. But syempre, the opportunities are limited. So to be able to actually do all that is a gift in itself, di ba?
Yes, definitely. And you have a first-hand experience on it. Even before everybody was doing it, di ba? It was your background. And now everybody's trying to do what you were one of the trailblazers. You were one of the
Grabe ka
first
naman.
ones.
Grabe naman you were one of the first.
You were one of the first ones that laid the foundation, di ba? And ngayon nakikita nila you with Ma'am Lala Roque na from the sports world, you can cross over and vary yourself and find avenues that you can have a career, you can have fulfillment, di ba? So, kaya akala nila madali.
Pero the truth is napakahirap. But I remember rin kasi one of my professors, he said, si Sev Sarmenta, who's a sportscaster, and he said, sabi niya sa akin, he knew kasi that I wanted to do news. So he was my teacher in college and he knew I wanted to do news. Tapos sabi niya, why don't you try sports first? Because sports is parang, it has all the elements, ganyan. Kasi ang hirap rin, parang in news, parang they want na may experience ka na rin kahit papano. So it's also hard to break in. And I really, really love sports. It's great to see how you are inspiring so many other people to do the same. I think what is really inspiring also is that you're not just focused on one aspect of sports because you're doing the TV work, you're doing the broadcast work, and you're also doing the coaching work. And it's not even just regular coaching. You have to put in, like you said, you have to use your marketing degree also to a certain extent, diba?
Yeah, true. Kasi it's about you're not just working with the best athletes. You're working with kids. Kasi with college athletes now, with the NCAA, with the pro athletes, it's physically strong na sila and they know how their bodies move and how do you make them buy in to things that can further enhance their career. Laging ganun eh. Laging ko sinasabi sa kanila, paano nyo pahahabain yung career nyo? Kasi finite number of years lang yan eh. You turn pro at 23, you will be done by 33. What else will you do with your life? So, yung small snippets, the workouts is just the workouts eh. Pero yung the value proposition of the conversations that you get in there, the things that you can help them with, it might be psychological, it might be emotional, it might be the way that they're investing their time and money. Simple stuff like that can echo a long way with the way that they live their lives. Ang hirap kasi, lagi kong tinatandaan be the coach that you wanted when you were younger. Because I never had one like that. I have very good mentors, but somebody that was really intentional every step of the way that whatever you need, You can call me at 3 a.m. if you're bothered. Siguraduhin mo lang na hindi yung asawa ko sasagot kasi mag-aaway kayo. Huwag mo gigising. But yung mga maliliit na bagay na ganun. Kasi coaching and telling stories on TV is one thing, but being a big brother, an uncle, yun nga yung term ng asawa ko eh. Para ka ng uncle ng mga player mo. Laging pag may kailangan tatakbuhan ka. Sabi ko sa kanila, pwede naman basta wag lang pera kasi wala na akong pera mula nung nag-asawa ako. Wala na akong pera, lahat nasa asawa ko.
O di okay na rin yun para safe na safe yung
Oh,
yung
yeah,
finances
definitely.
ninyo.
The best investment of my life.
Oh, but I'm curious, Coach Hammer, if i-compare mo yung caliber ng athletes ngayon, as opposed to yung time na ikaw ay naglalaro rin ng college level.
Different. Way
Kasi
different.
iba na yung training nila, di ba? Halos
Way
professional
different.
na rin sila eh.
Way different. I'm telling you, way different Ate P. Kasi when it comes to training, yeah, you touched on it. It's very scientific now. I mean, you don't see athletes during my time lifting inordinate amounts of weight. Ang bibigat na nila magbuhat, ang bibilis na nila tumakbo, ang lalaki na ng mga bata. Number one, nag-aral na yung mga coaches. Tulad ko, dati, swerte ako nung sa San Beda, our trainer was the national team strength coach. Our trainer was a PBA strength coach. One of our trainers, when the third coach came in, was part of the national team coaches. So I was incubated in an atmosphere na scientific. Pero hindi lahat ng teams ganon. Ngayon, lahat ng teams, in one point or another, ganon na yung mga nagtitraining and the coaches are exposed with international competition na. So, hindi mo na masasabing we're being behind. Pero when it comes to development, I last played in 2012. I was 26 years old back then. So I'll do the math. That's 12 years ago. A lot has developed. Pero as things develop, the fundamentals still remain the same. Mas magagaling lang ipaintindi ng coaches ngayon yung dapat gawin compared to during my time. But kids now, they're really better, way better athletes.
I suppose you see that also kasi 'di ba with the podcast, marami kayong na-interview na athletes. So
Yeah.
hindi lang mga basketball players ang na-encounter mo, athletes of different sports. So across the board 'yan.
Yeah, across the board yung mga in-interview namin sa Game On, hindi lang athletes, mga coaches, some of the people that are decision makers. So that's the thrust of Game On talaga na yung mga kwentuhan na ganito. We get to talk with people that are, hindi naman natin masasabing informal, pero mas relaxed that you want to, ako kasi personally, being part of the three guys na very different kasi kami. Martin is lagi ko niloloko si Martin, siya yung Ryan Seacrest namin. Si Anton is the stabilizer. I'm the guy who is surprised that I am there. Na parang, ha? Ba't ako nandito? So, every conversation ako wide-eyed. I wanna see and I wanna know what's the method to the madness. Kasi lagi ako ganun eh. Ano yung methodology? Para maintindihan ko rin, ganun pala niya nakikita. Para kasi ang logic ko pag nagko-cover ako ng games, gusto ko yung lola ko na 86 years old, pag nanonood siya, ang lagi niyang sasabihin, ay oo nga no, naiintindihan niya. So gusto ko rin maintindihan na parang kay Coach Oliver, yung recent episode namin, kaya pala siya ganun ka-intense mag-coach. Kasi dito siya galing. Ito yung pinanggalingan niya at ito yung proseso niya. Kaya ganun kataas yung demand niya.
Nakita ko yon yung parang di ba sinasabi nila na parang pang magpakailanman ang kwento niya ni Coach.
Totoo.
So kayo rin, you never knew that about Coach?
No, I personally didn't because I just know him as Coach Oliver Almada, one of the greatest volleyball coaches. And yun yung mga gusto namin ma-unearth na maintindihan mo na, kaya pala siya ganun. Kaya pala parang ang every game sa kanya is very important because he treats the game with respect, with the utmost respect that it deserves.
I'm interested about the dynamics amongst the three of you kasi sabi mo, si Martin, si Ryan Seacrest. So ano ibig sabihin pag si Martin, si Ryan Seacrest?
Interesting topics and insightful conversations with one of the country's veteran and most award-winning journalists, Howie Severino. The Howie Severino podcast was hailed as one of Spotify's best new podcasts and has consistently been one of the top Philippine podcasts since its launch. The Howie Severino podcast. New episode streams every Thursday on major streaming platforms.
I'm interested about the dynamics amongst the three of you. Kasi sabi mo, si Martin, si Ryan Seacrest. So, ano
Oo,
ibig
siya
sabihin
yung
pag si Martin, si Ryan Seacrest? Mas,
Siya yung si Martin kasi is the guy that steers the boat. Okay?
okay.
So parang 'di ba sabi nila pag mag-road trip kayo magkakaibigan, nasa harap dapat yung nagda-drive, steady, nakatingin, tapos yung isa nagko-control ng music, tapos yung nasa likod, yung may dalang snacks na laging nagpapakulit na conversation. So sa amin tatlo, alam mo na agad kung saan kami mga nakaupo.
Okay. So, si Martin nagda-drive, si Anton
Si
nasa
Anton yung nasa
passenger.
driver, nasa front passenger seat, ako yung nasa likod.
Ikaw nasa
Ako yung may
likod.
dalang baon. Okay, may dalang baon. But ako kasi I've been able to work with these guys. For Anton, since I started, he was my first partner and we've been together as a team. I think Martin entered season 92. So, for the good part of 9 years, magkasama na yung team namin sa NCAA. Kaming tatlo. So, ako, alam ko na yung the way that they deliver things. And these two guys are really, really the best of the best that I worked with the
So-
details that they have in their things. Kaya ako, I am very fortunate.
Dito na kayo nagkakilala sa work, the
Kami
three
ni
of you.
Anton, matagal na kami magkakilala.
Naglaro ba
Hindi,
kayo
actually, hindi kami naglaro together, pero sabay kasi kami nagbubuhat eh. At saka nakakatuwa nga attitude kasi before, when the NCAA was with ABS-CBN, ang mga kaibigan ko talaga, kasi nag-start ako with GMA talaga, with Senator Manny Pacquiao, yung sports science. So I was with
okay.
him. I was the sports science guy of that show nila ni Solen. And then when the NCAA went back to ABS, doon ako nag-start. Kasama ko na si Anton at si Martin. Si Martin the following.
Okay.
So matagal na kami magkakasama.
Lumalabas ba kayo, the three of you, na outside of work?
Madalas kasi especially pre-pandemic. Kasi with Sir Vic, Caridad, Sir Lids, para kaming one team eh. Saka kami ni Anton yung magka-age. Tapos bagets lahat ng kasama namin. So madalas we have time bowling. Di kasi ako marunong mag-bowling, nakikikain lang ako doon. I'm just there for the food and the camaraderie. We have our Christmas parties. We have time pero most of the time we share meals. Kasi big deal yun eh, that we share meals together.
Para posible ba na may sport na hindi nagagawa ni Coach Hammer? Parang for me, kahit anong sport, kaya mong gawin.
Hirap ako sa table tennis kasi it's control eh.
Kasi
It's
baka kasi masyadong maliit yung
Hindi,
racket.
malakas ako pumano, kailangan in control. So I never tried it. Tennis, I tried it once, but I have very bad temper for tennis. hindi ko control. I played football, the real football with friends, pero competitively, no?
Wait,
It's
ano ang real football? American football or soccer?
It's soccer. No,
Okay.
we don't call it soccer.
Ay, sorry.
It's football
Kaya siya
talaga.
real football.
Yeah,
as in
it's the real
FIFA,
football.
ganyan.
American football, you have to be crazy. But
Okay.
playing rugby, you need to be more intense. Kasi with American football, naka-gear ka. With rugby, hindi ka naka-gear.
Oo nga, no? Nakapag-rugby ka na?
I tried. But mas gusto ko yung kasi sa rugby safe eh. Tatakel ka na gano'n. I'm on offense. Gusto ko nag-run through people na naka-helmet. Tsaka parang feeling ko mas cool pag naka-pads saka naka-helmet. Pero I just find it fun, but I stopped kasi I'm getting up there in age. I'm 38 now. So the injuries po. Thankful ako wala naman nangyari. But if I get injured, it opens up a whole bag of worms na ayoko nang okay na ako na nagbubuhat na dito sa bahay.
So you like to hammer pala through the crowd, through the sea of players, di ba?
Yeah.
Wait,
That was my role before.
is that why you're called Coach Hammer? Kasi gusto mo yung talagang
Hammer is kasi mahilig yung lola ko sa mga acronyms. So tawag
Okay.
niya sa akin nung bata pa ako Hammer kasi pukpuk lang ako ng pukpuk eh. Pag nagtatrabaho, para kang martilyo, para kang hammer, trabaho ka lang ng trabaho. Kasi I don't have hobbies. I just practice sports. When I get home, I sleep. I eat and I sleep. I don't have any other thing. Siguro reading. But for the most part, I just go to school. Kung sabi, pukpuk ka ng pukpuk, para kang martilyo. So that's the etymology of it.
Wait,
And,
what's your lola's name?
Dr. Maria Paz Ugalde. So I owe a lot to her talaga.
Dr. Maria Paz Ugalde. Well, I love that your nickname, Coach Hammer, comes from Lola Dr. Maria Paz Ugalde.
Yes.
I would have
Yeah.
thought yung Hammer, kasi it sounds very, very sporty, di ba? So I would have thought galing sa mga teammates mo
No,
or galing
it's
sa
from the
coach
grandma.
mo. And until now, di ba, it's stuck. So your grandma, does she watch you on the games now? Kasi
Oh, a
sabi mo,
lot.
gusto mo pag naiintindihan niya. Every game.
Siya yung analyst talaga sa bahay namin, not me. She is not. Kasi after she retired, her pride and joy was her grandkids. Okay, so my sister became a a physician, and my other sister became a tattoo artist, the youngest one. Effect ng Archangel, I think. and then me being a strength and conditioning coach. And then my cousin, si mga mas bata, went abroad. So ngayon, she asked my daughter, Marila, and my sister's daughter na pinafocus na, and the games. My three lolas would always be giving me input. Bakit naman ganito yan? Bakit naman ganun yung nangyari? So they watch the games kasi syempre, ako, I am very fortunate that NCAA games is in weekdays and in the afternoon. So my grandparents can really watch it. And siya yung biggest influence ko kasi talaga. Pangarap ko lang lumabas sa TV dati. Pangarap ko lumabas sa TV, ang TV pa noon. Sabi niya, sayang ang pangit mo, hindi ka pwede dyan. Kailangan anak ka ng artista.
Keeping it real ba si Lola?
Oo, so sabi ni Lola, mag-aral ka. So ngayon, pag lumalabas ako, sabi ko sa'yo, lalabas ako sa TV eventually.
Cute naman. Wait, nanood na ba siya ng live? Hindi pa.
Oh, the last game that she watched live was in 2006 when we won the first championship in 28 years ng Sunday.
Because ikaw
That
pa
was-
yung naglalaro.
Yes, that. Pero nung nagko-cover na ako, nanonood na siya sa TV. Kasi
Sa TV.
inaya ako siya manood ng, I think it was on Red Network. Sabi niya, hindi naman kita maririnig doon, manonood na lang ako sa TV.
May point si Lola.
At least maririnig kita, tapos mabibigyan kita ng criticism.
Wait, so hanggang ngayon si Lola cheers for San Beda?
Well, they have no choice. Even my daughter. Lagi nilang, alam kasi ako, through and through, my dream school was San Beda ever since I was younger. And when I was recruited there, I was being recruited by bigger programs. But personally, I really wanted to wear my favorite color in college, which is red. Yun lang talaga yung reason. Even my coaches was asking, kinukuha ka na ng ganitong school. Sabi ko, ayoko magsuot ng kulay green eh. Ayoko magsuot ng kulay yellow. So, sila dumbfounded. That's why, yung lola ko, okay, sige, diyan ka na, paborito mo yan eh. Diyan ka na, favorite color mo yan, favorite school mo yan. Tsaka parang iba kasi yung dating when you say that you're from San Beda. Sa akin na, when I was younger. So, up to now, I am very fortunate that sila lola, my wife, and my daughter, pag nakita mo yung mga photos ng San Beda Championship, nandun talaga sila sa ringside.
Oh, sweet
Naka-jersey pa
naman.
sila. Akala nila yung number 12 na San Beda was the rookie Nigel Gonzalez. Pagtalikod, it was my college jersey na suot nila.
Ay, cute naman. Hold on, who was your coach nung nasa San Beda ka?
Well, I had a handful of coaches. When I got there, it was Coach Jonathan Reyes. He was the guy, the dad of Mikey Reyes. He's the guy that really saw me grow up because he was coaching in Aquinas before he got the San Beda head coaching job. So his deputy, Coach Jude Roque, the guy who opened up so many doors for me, even sportscasting. He was recruiting me since I was 14 years old. So I only knew since I love San Beda and the only guy recruiting me was from San Beda. So para akin, dito na ako magka-college. I have no deal. So that was my first coach. Next coach was Coach Nash Rosella. I spent 2 years there. And then I had Coach Coy Banal, which we won a championship. And then my last 2 years, it was Coach Frankie Lim. So in my 5 years, I had 4 coaches. Kasi dati ganun ka-unstable pa yung San Beda. Kasi pag hindi ka nag-champion, papalitan ka na agad nila.
Pero okay din na because you had so many coaches, dami mong natututunan, I'm sure, from each coach, di ba?
Oh, yeah.
Tapos i-meld mo na
Definitely.
lang all together.
Yes, and the way that Coach Jonathan Reyes taught the triangle offense, Coach Coy dissected defenses, and first time ako nakanood ng basketball na sa VHS. Kasi hindi naman kami, wala naman ganun sa Lourdes eh. Kami, nagbabasketball lang kami. Ito yung may breakdown ng film. Coach Frankie coming from the PBA, and then Coach Nash was really teaching a very, paano ko sasabihin, very, not complicated very diverse offense na tinatakbo sa Europe. So you need to be smarter than everybody else for you to understand it. And ako kasi, hoop junkie talaga ako na, so susunod ko sa notebook ko, and I will study it. Paano ba ito nangyayari? Ay, wala pang YouTube dati. So I needed to go back to the books. Hahanapin kung manonood ako sa tapat ng San Beda, meron pang computer shop dati, 20 pesos per hour. So yun lang yung may internet, ang tagal pa ng buffering. But eventually, it helped na yung mga details na gano'n. Kasi I wanted to play so bad
Ang galing Oo nga, nung time na yun, di mo naman pwedeng basta i-google or i-search. So kailangan talaga
Yahoo pa nga yung
notes
search engine
talaga.
nun Tsaka Ask Jeeves. Yun pa
Tapos
yung mga-
dial-up pa.
No, baka maubos na yung blast internet which may ISP Bonanza card. Parang gano'n.
Ay, natatandaan ko yun, ha? Hold on. And then sabi mo, it was Coach Jude who led you to sportscasting because I was gonna
Yeah.
ask you how you made the transition from being an athlete to being a sports analyst.
I actually tripped into it lang. This was way back 2007. your mentor, Sir Sem, Noel Zarate, and Coach Jude Roque came up with a bright idea. Hey, let's go. Let's have this sportscasting seminar for San Beda athletes. Okay, sige, pinost nila. Si Coach Jude sabi sa akin, mag-miss, 1 week siya. Sige, punta ka na rito. It was for the San Beda athletes. Lo and behold, only one showed up and it was me. This was in 2007. Nobody wanted to try it because it's something new eh. Hindi naman nila alam na magkakaroon ng ganito in the future. Ako rin, hindi ko alam eh. So, since I love Coach Jude and up to now, I still love the guy to the best of my ability. Out of respect to him, I showed up. And then they opened it to students. May buhok pa ako noon, nakapal pa ng buhok, payap ko pa. So, di ba kailangan naka-corporate attire ka everyday? My teammates were teasing me, bakit nakaganyan ka, ganyan? So, I got the seminar. Si George Rocha was there. She went and gave a talk. This was, I think they were your batchmates, di ba? Hindi ko alam kung you were together in the UAE noon. They were the ones who gave the talk. Na ako, parang, ganun pala yun. So this is what they're doing. This is really, there's a science behind it that made me interested about it. But it was on the back burner. I was 20 years old, turning 21 back then. Na parang I still wanted to play, but Sam Egwe was with San Beda na. So, yun, I tripped to it. And then, after ko maglaro, kinausap ako ni Coach Nash na same day to, sinabi niya sa akin, kung magpi-PBA ka, dapat nasa PBA ka na. Pero kailangan ko ng conditioning coach. And then the same day, lumabas yung article na ang NCAA babalik na sa ABS-CBN Sports. And then they had an open audition for it.
Wow.
Same day that, naalala ko to kasi it was a summer. It was May around this time din, that babalik na yung NCAA sa ABS-CBN. And then I was playing in the D-League and I went back to school na to UP. Bumalik ako to study sports science. Kasi I needed to find an excuse to stick in sports. But hindi ako po pwede na magko-coach na yung mga bata. Tuturuan ko lang dahil player ako. It's not that way. So I went back to school. I overloaded my subjects. Got sick afterwards, but I graduated with a degree. So that takes care of the science behind it now. When I talk, at the P, you need to do this, this, and this. At the back of your mind, you would know that, he studied this, that's why he understands this. Hindi lang dahil player.
Wow, those are all the signs you needed in one day, no?
Well, I had to because I was getting older. I was 20, I think I was 26 then. 26 turning 27. I'm not sure. I think that was summer 2030. I'm very fortunate.
Sports science is a second degree for you.
Yeah, it is.
Oh.
It is a postgraduate diploma na ayaw pa ako tanggapin ng UP kasi business course. Pero dahil ako yung last na in-interview after the exams, tapos si Coach Herc Calianta, who is now the athletic director of LPU, told them that, athlete yan naiintindihan niya yung naaralin. Ba't di natin pagbigyan? So I was on probation and sobrang takot na takot ako ma-kick out kasi yung tuition ng second degree sa UP, medyo mahal. So lahat ng ipon ko napunta dun sa first semester ko na binubuhos ko. Kailangan ko mag-aral para magkaroon ako ng trabaho. Kasi kung gusto kong kumain ng 2 cheeseburger, kailangan alam ko yung sinasabi ko. So I invested my money there, how much I made nung naglalaro pa ako. And then, lo and behold, I was volunteering for FEU din under Coach Nash. He was the first head coach that I served with. He was my coach. He was my mentor. So I was an intern there, not paid position. Ang payment sa akin, pagkain na. So
Cheeseburger ba?
Hindi nga yung sa FEU. Kapat ng FEU yung mga tusok-tusok. So, I was volunteering there and then I enrolled sa UP. I finished the 2-year course in 2 semesters dahil sobrang takot ako bumagsak eh. So, I was full load student in the morning and in the afternoon. In between, I was studying. I was volunteering at FEU. And then, Saturdays from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m., I needed to go to class. To study.
Wow! Hold on,
Investment
a 2-year course na you crammed into 2 semesters. So, ilang units ka per
30
sem?
units per sem in UP.
Yikes, grabe.
30
Tapos nagtatrabaho ka pa.
Yeah, because if I wanted the job, I always thought to myself, if I was going to do it, I want to justify my job, number 1. And number 2, I'll be helping out athletes. Yung hindi ko nakuha ng player ako, kailangan maibigay ko dun sa mga athletes. It's the only position that I can effectively maximize my personality. Kasi hyper ako madiin ako. Hindi ako pwede mag-head coach ng basketball kasi maiinis sa akin yung player. Pero if I'm on the background, helping them get better, mas makakatulong ako.
Well, no wonder Lola Paz is so proud of you. I mean, with everything that you have achieved and accomplished so far, So far pa lang yan.
Crossing my fingers, she is.
Yeah, I'm sure she is. Tapos hanggang ngayon, pinapanood ka niya, di ba?
She is just there for the comments. Lagi siya niloloko.
Tapos, nanonood siya with her popcorn, chichirya, tapos nagko-comment. Baka sinusulat
True.
rin niya sa
True.
notebook lahat
Oo.
ng comments niya. Okay, but
Yeah.
Coach Hammer, thanks for sharing with us all these stories. So many things that I never knew about you, that I never would have guessed about you. Na good things, ha? I'm wondering at this point, because I mean, ang dami mo nang na-accomplish, but also there's still so much yet to be accomplished. But when you look back at your athletic career, meaning your career as an athlete, and then when you look at your career now as a commentator, what are the most parang remarkable achievements for you in your mind?
Wow. Actually, the athletic career and the media career is not the biggest achievement that I have personally. Ako, it only, the basketball, the championships, it only opened up my opportunity to have an education. That's number one. Having that education. And the career now, I am fortunate. Ako, lagi lang ako nagpapasalamat dito sa mga taong nagbigay sa akin ganun. Pero yung biggest achievement ko is, ito personal to The athletic, it's just a little bit. Yung pagiging coach ko, pagiging media ko, it's just a little bit. But the biggest achievement for me is the relationships that I have right now. Yung mga coaches ko, I am very proud that, kaya pag nagko-cover ako ng games, lagi nila sinasabi, bakit parang laging kasali ka sa kwento mo? Nagkataon, mga kaibigan ko tong mga to that I spent time with. And that's the biggest achievement. And number one is my wife and my daughter. Yun ang biggest na nabigay sa akin ng sports. Kasi if I wasn't an athlete, I wouldn't be able to provide for Carmina and Marila, for those two. That's the biggest achievement for me, that I became honest and true to the game, to all the sports and all my athletes. Kasi natanong na din sa akin yan ng isa kong athlete, what would be your legacy and biggest thing after coaching? Sabi ko, kayo na yun. And my athletes are, the way that they excel, yun yung biggest achievement for me. Even when I was still playing. Kasi parang ang term ko nga I was part of the team, but I wasn't one of the main players. But I won championships, but that opened up doors to be a coach, to be in the media, but being everything and all-encompassing, yung relationships na meron ako ngayon, na nakikita ko nag-excel yung mga players ko, nakakapag-provide ako for my family. Eventually, yung mga players ko would help other people become elevated. That's my pride and joy. I kid you not. That makes me sleep soundly at night, and that makes me go every 4 a.m. to wake up and just do at it again. Dahil I have such a short period nang nandito ko, and I want to honor my beliefs in the Lord that He gave me a lot of time and some talent para maapektuhan ko yung mga ibang tao and ma-elevate sila. Yun ang biggest achievement ko, and daily I try to ask myself if I'm doing it. Because if I'm doing it, I can die anytime and I can face the Lord na, look, I maximized everything that you gave me. This is all I wanted to do, and I honored you with all my actions, and that's the only thing that makes me go. The money, the accolades, the medals, that I don't care about it, because at the end of the day, I want to look at my players, I want to look at my wife, I want to look at the people around me that, He gave His best, and He helped me become better. So that's my pride and joy. If I can't do that, I need to stop.
Oh, wow, Coach Hammer, I love your answer. I love it. It's so honest, and it's so well thought out.
It's my deal. It's what I do, and it's what makes me go. Na if I won't be helping people become better, not only better athletes, but better people in its truest sense, that they can help other people, why am I doing it? Might as well hide in a rock and just wait till you die if you're not elevating people. Ako, yun yung personal ko yun . Kasi if I think about just doing it for myself, it's empty. So empty for me.
I hope a lot of our student athletes get to catch this episode, especially your answer to this question. Kasi marami sa mga student athletes, di ba? Parang, it's easy kasi to get blinded by the opportunities presented to you when you're an athlete, meaning, endorsements, playtime, minutes on the court, ganyan. But how you point out that really the best gift out of all this is the gift of an education. Diba? Kasi yun yung dadalhin natin hanggang sa pagtanda. And feeling ko si Lola ang nagturo sa'yo nun, no?
Oh, yeah. Sabi niya, kung babagsak ka, huwag ka na mag-basketball. Mag-aral ka na lang. But yun nga Kasi simple lang naman yung buhay . Ako, I've lost some of my dearest grandparents the last year. And I got to sit down and took care of my grandaunt, si Lola P. God rest her soul. She was the vice president of one of the biggest insurance companies. Pero at her final days, we were always having conversations that lagi niya sinasabi sa akin na wala lahat yun. My pride and joy is yun. Lahat kung ano yung natitira sa akin, kung ano yung naibigay namin sa inyo, pagyamanin nyo na lang yan. Kasi naturo na namin sa inyo lahat ng kaya namin gawin. The next challenge is, how do you impart those knowledge to the next ones? Para hindi yung memory lang, it's what our ancestors told us. But tayo mga Pilipino, ganun tayo. Kung ano yung tinuro sa atin na pagiging mabuting tao, kailangan yan yung mapasa mo. Yung pera, darating yan eh. Kahit hindi ka mag-basketball, kahit anong gawin mo sa buhay mo, mabait ang Diyos eh. Laging bibigay sa iyo yan. So, yung pagiging mabuting tao, pagiging paraan na iangat mo yung ibang tao, yun yung hindi mapapatayan. After your deathbed, lahat yan, kahit na anong meron ka sa buhay mo, naked you came into the world, naked you would be coming off. So, you have to take it like a grain of salt that, look, these opportunities are given to you to help other people and to make yourself a better example for the next ones. Kaya laging ganun yung mindset na I'm trying to preach to my younger players because I was fortunate that I had a rough going through growing up, but I had people, I had coaches, and I have very dear grandparents and parents that really told me na, look, basketball player, wala yan. Pag mabuting tao ka, maraming mabubuksan sa'yo na opportunity. So, you have to shape up like that.
Oh, wow. Coach Hammer, thank you so much for sharing all these insights, all your stories with us. It's such an interesting conversation. Alam mo, to be completely honest with you, kasi that's the beauty of this, di ba? Hindi ko alam what I'm gonna expect, di ba? I mean, kung sino yung guest. So parang, malay ko ba na today, this afternoon, pag-uusapan natin mga life lessons na ganito, di ba? But thank you for sharing it all with us.
Hey, it's not even life lessons. It's the reality of everybody's situation. So if you look at it in a broader spectrum, hindi ka lang short-sighted. If you look at it, the bigger picture, it's what the world is teaching us.
Okay, thank you for sharing with us your reality today, Coach Hammer. But, okay, we're not done. Okay, because, nandito ka na lang din, di ba, Coach Hammer?
Okay.
Athlete, sports commentator. Di syempre may game kami for you.
Okay, sige.
Okay, let's read the mechanics of today's game. Okay, dahil the title of your podcast is Game On, the title of this game is Game On or Game Off.
Okay.
Okay, so just say game on if game ka sa situation na to, nababasahin ko, and game off kung hindi ka game. Alright?
Okay.
Simple lang. Number 1. Oh, wow. Alam ko na sagot mo dito. Mag-guest si Jaworski sa podcast.
Game on! Game on times 1 million. Game on times 1 million.
Batang anyeho ka ba? Kasi ako,
Hindi.
anyeho pa lang, nanonood na ako.
Hindi, una ko napanood kasi na live game, Pop Cola versus Sinepre. Tsaka Jaworski is synonymous to Philippine basketball and he is the utmost royalty when it comes to basketball.
Absolutely. I agree. I mean, who else, di ba? I mean, there are others, but he is like, parang first and foremost. He's the first and foremost will come to mind. How about this? Ay, ang hirap naman ito. Gusto mo yung ako yung nagre-react bago ko pa basahin yung ano? Bago ko basahin sa'yo yung tanong. Ang magkaroon ng sariling podcast, solo podcast, meaning, forget the driver.
Game on! Game on yan! Game on yan! Para pagka pinagalitan ako lang, hindi ko iisipin yung dalawa kong teammate. Ewan ko yung okay lang ako.
O kasi pwede naman, meron kayo together, tas meron ka rin solo, di ba?
Oh, yeah,
Pwede
true.
naman yun. Parang mga boy band lang yan na nagiging solo artist. Next,
Pwede.
mag-aral ng ibang hobby na hindi physical activity.
Game on! Game on ako, sir.
Like what?
I want, for the longest, pwede, pero for the longest time, I wanted to learn how to play an instrument.
Oh!
Hindi ako marunong mag-play ng music instrument.
Mahilig ka bang kumanta or...
Video okay.
Maganda boses mo.
Try. Mahilig lang, pero walang hilig yung video okay sa akin. But
Okay.
I enjoy it with my wife.
Okay. Next. Last pala to. Coach your wife when it comes to workout sessions. Mahirap ba yun?
Game off! Game off! I tried with her rehab. Babe, I love you so much and you know this. Kahapon galing kami sa doktor. Di sinabi ko yun, di niya sinabi ng doktor niya. Sabi lang ng doktor niya, ninong namin sa wedding yun. Sabi ko sa'yo, makinig ka sa asawa mo. Sabi ko, Dok, sa'yo lang makikinig.
Mas mahirap makinig pag asawa mo yung nagsasabi, no?
Kasi she is always right and I would always give the thumbs up. Yes, she is.
Kaya mahirap pagbaliktad yung rules na the answers have to come from you. Di ba?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. And I plead my Fifth Amendment right.
Well, Coach Coach Hammer, thank you for being so game on with our questions, with our game, and with this conversation. It's such a pleasure having you on the show. It was such a wonderful surprise talking about all these things with you. Before we wrap things up, maybe you'd like to invite all our viewers and listeners to catch you on the podcast and to catch the NCAA.
Oh, definitely. Sa lahat ng mga tumututok at tumatangkilik sa podcasts ng GMA, we have a handful of things for you, and supportahan nyo kami. We are on GMA News. Tama ba? GMA News, GMA Sports ang Game On. All the podcasts are there. We are on Apple. We are on Spotify. So not only surprise guests, we have a handful of offerings for you. Download nyo din yung Game On. Marami kayong mga conversations sa paparating sa inyo. And the NCAA Season 99 is on the finals of women's volleyball. Please do catch them, and even mga replays ng games from Season 98 to 99, lahat yan nasa GMA Sports on YouTube. At tabayanin yan. And next year, Season 100. But please do download Game On, the podcast. Mag-enjoy kayo sa mga conversations namin.
Napaka-exciting na Season 100, no? Imagine that. And Coach Hammer, your socials. Where can we find you on social media?
You can find me on social media at Coach Hammer 613 on Instagram and Martin Lloydet on Facebook. Tama pa. But I am more in tune posting on Instagram if you want to see my memes na ginagawa ko, dahil I enjoy sharing memes and eating healthy food na ngayon.
Just to clarify,
Yes.
613 birthday mo ba is June 13?
No, those are my high school jersey numbers.
Okay.
January 6 kasi ako. January 6
okay.
and my number was 13.
13.
Yeah, 6 on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, gets ko na. Thank you
Gets-
so much,
gets na.
Coach Hammer.
Thank
I
you,
hope to see you
Ate P.
in person around,
Definitely
whether
soon.
at the games or in GMA.
Yes, definitely. Thank you, Miss Jay.
This surprise was planned by the team of Louie Andre Magtibay and Aubrey De Los Reyes, edited by Shirley Paghiligan with the amazing people of GMA Integrated News. Don't forget to like and subscribe. To the next surprise!